What's up, YouTube? Thanks for joining the channel. Are you looking for a Sissy Bar bag? Well, let me just toss a name into the ring. VikingBags. They've been dropping some heat as of late. I don't know if you've been paying attention. They've been dropping some gear and merch that have really caught my attention. And it's always nice to see brands that I personally support me back. In the past, I bought 2 of their DAGR or Dagger Sissy Bar bags. You may have seen the large one in one of my camping videos. So I use that for longer trips. And then the smaller one I use for kind of like a everyday carry. So I'll keep my camera stuff in there, GoPro, little things like that. An extra shirt. Both bags have been super high quality. I've been very, very happy with it. I would purchase it again with my own money like I did in the past. So when they reached out to me and said, hey, Jason, you want to review the Renegade Sissy Bar bag? I was like, where do I sign up for this? And when can you send me the bag? So I've had the Renegade Sissy Bar for about 2 weeks now. I've been just kind of testing it around, using it to get from place to place. I've been using it to carry a few things, extra shirt, jacket, some tools, usually camera equipment because I'm taking a lot of photos. So I'm really excited to give you all sort of my initial impressions with the Renegade Sissy Bar bag. So let's get right into it. All right, so even before I start, I just want to state the obvious that this bag is very, very similar to the one that Biltwell has, the X-Fill 80 Sissy Bar bag. And while I've never owned the Biltwell X-Fill 80, I'll highlight some differences where I can see it and where I can tell differences. But the Viking Renegade bags comes in at $129 at the time of this video. And of course, there are plenty of coupons and discount codes that you can take advantage of to make this price even more attractive. It's made of Cordura, it's water resistant, has a universal mounting strap system, and can hold up to about 2,000 cubic inches, which to me is like large enough to fit a full face helmet. And other features include tool pouches that are detachable and a Hi-Viz orange interior to make finding your items that much easier. I've had this bag for about a couple of weeks to test out, so you can call this kind of like a first impression, and I'll do more of an in-depth review later on once I've put a little bit more miles on the bag and once I've taken it on a few trips. But just to kind of state my first impression, this is a roll top bag, and when you open the main compartment, it has a really nice bright orange liner with a few pockets on the inside. I wanted to see just how much I could pack into this bag because 2,000 cubic inches doesn't quite compute for me. Like, I don't really know what that is. So I ended up putting like my thick riding jacket from Harley Davidson along with a chunky camera bag and a tripod. And after it was all said and done, I definitely had room to fit a lot more into the bag. Like, I probably could have fit a few more shirts, maybe some pants, maybe another pair of shoes or boots, some toiletries. Based on that, I would say you can get away with using this bag for anywhere between 1 to 3 nights, depending on how light you pack. On the front, just like the Biltwell X-Fill 80, it has a drop-down pocket where there's like 2 detachable panels to hold your tools or other items. If you carry tools, great. If you don't, you can use it for like, camera equipment, GoPro batteries, snacks, anything that you might need. This is a really, really nice feature if you're planning on trips. And you can bring a set of tools with you in case of those emergency situations. The front of the bag can actually act as a backrest, which is kind of cool. But I will have to say, I think to me it works best if you can like really fill up the bag, pack it up, because then it'll inflate. I had the bag maybe about half full, and the backrest did not reach me, unfortunately. I'll also say the Renegade bag also has like an easy access pocket right in the front in case you want to keep your wallet, keys, or anything that you'd want to access readily. On the side, it has an expandable side pocket which can be used for a water bottle or a fuel bottle if that's more of your thing. In terms of the mounting system, it has 3 straps with buckles that make it pretty easy to mount to most Sissy bars, and it has an additional top strap in case you need it for additional protection or additional safety. For me, like when you compare this bag to the Biltwell X-Fill 80, the major differences that I noticed were obviously price and the size. It's almost less than half of the Biltwell version, especially if you can find the discount code like I mentioned. But the Renegade Sissy Bar does hold less capacity at 2,000 cubic inches, whereas the Biltwell version is about 3,300 cubic inches. So the Biltwell bag does hold a lot more, actually like 50% more. But on the other side, the VikingBags Renegade Sissy Bar bag is like half of the price of the Biltwell version. So it kind of depends on what you want, right? Overall, my first impression of the VikingBags Renegade is that it's a very, very straightforward bag. Like, what you see is what you get. And to me, it's more than a fair price for what you get. I think this is a great value for someone who's just doing a few trips a year and doesn't really need an expensive solution, or for someone who doesn't need to carry a whole lot of stuff as they're planning on spending a few nights on the road, just a few nights, like 2 or 3, right? So let's talk about what I think could have made this bag like a home run in my book. Obviously, this bag is on the medium side of things. It says so right on their website. For me, it would have been great if this is the only bag that I would ever need. So what would actually make it that? Well, say I'm going to go on a 1-week trip and I need more space. I think if this bag had some sort of like a MOLLE strap system or some sort of an expansion system that allows for the bag to get larger or hold more capacity, like a sleeping bag or a blanket or a tent, jacket or boots, I think that would make this bag that much more versatile. Also, weather is going to play a big factor when you're going on trips. I know that it's water resistant, but that'll only go so far when it like downpours. This bag doesn't come with any rain cover, so unfortunately you have to find another one or use a different bag altogether. So those are the things that I think could make this bag that much more versatile. I'll be honest, a lot of times I'm only going for a day or two, but I would love to be able to use this bag in case I do end up going on longer trips. Overall, if you're looking at this bag and comparing it to the Biltwell, keep in mind that this bag comes in almost half the price of the Biltwell, like I mentioned, and delivers a ton of value for the money. Sure, it's not as big as the Biltwell and it may not have all of the bells and whistles, but I don't think it needs to have all of them. So for me, I think I would use this bag as an everyday bag that I can take into the office and keep a change of clothes or a jacket or maybe a pair of shoes. And this bag fits that bill really perfectly. It's not overly big and bulky. Like I've seen some videos of the Exfil 80 and like that thing is huge. That's what she said. When I'm going into the office, I want something a little bit more discreet, something a little bit more professional. And I think this bag is that. It doesn't look like I'm going to go camping for 5 nights, right? So that's my initial impression of the Vikingbags Renegade Sissy Bar Bag. And thanks again to Vikingbags for sending out this bag to me for a review. Even though this bag was given to me, I've already purchased items from Vikingbags before with my hard-earned money. I have 2 bags from them that I already bought and a Sissy Bar actually for my Lowrider S that you all haven't seen yet. I've always been impressed by the quality for the price factor from Vikingbags, and have yet to be disappointed given how reasonable their prices are. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'll link the bag in the description in case you wanna pick one up for yourself. But thanks for tuning in, and until next video, peace.